Hey, what's going on everybody? It's ETAPRIME back here again. Today we're going to be testing out Diablo 4 on the ASUS ROG Ally. Now this is one a lot of people have been waiting for, and I definitely wanted to get this out of the way. Had a lot of people asking about it. If you're into Diablo, you know when this releases, and if you did the pre-order for like the deluxe edition, I think it's like $89, you can get access right now. So I figured I'd go ahead and install it on the Ally. I'm going to be testing with one of the stock TDP presets, but one of my favorites here is just a manual 18 watt. So we can set this 18 watts across the board, so we're not going to go over that. And in my opinion, it does offer great battery life and performance. But if you wanted to use one of the stock presets that ASUS offers through Armoury Crate SE, you can always do that. I would suggest performance mode, which would be 15 watts with a boost up to 20. And when you get in the game, if you've got a nice cool system, it's going to run at 20 for quite some time. And obviously, running higher than 15 watts will drain your battery a lot faster, and that's one of the reasons I really like that 18 watt manual preset that I do. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into it. We're going to start out in performance mode. Okay, I'll give you a look here. Performance mode, which should be 15 watts, but if you take a look at Afterburner, we're doing 20. It's got that boost up to 20, and our total system power draw here is kind of high, at least for me, given that we only have a 40 watt hour battery. And every watt counts to get the most out of this battery. So for the settings, we're at low, we're at 720p with RSR on. If you're not familiar with RSR, it's Radeon Super Resolution. So even though the PC or the handheld here thinks we're running this at 720p, Radeon Super Resolution is upscaling this to look like 1080. And it does look great on this 7-inch 1080p display. And with these settings, I'm getting an average of 78 FPS outdoors, 86 indoors. And in performance mode, the TDP will drop down to 15 watts in a little while. At 15 watts, just kind of a static 15 watt TDP with the same settings, we can get an average of around 68 FPS. And that's one of the big reasons I like setting up a manual TDP from Armoury Crate SE. So if we go in here, you can see right here, we'll go to manual, and we're at 18 watts here. So this is no boost over 18 watts. We're going to go ahead and turn this on. Now, if we give it a little while, you'll see that TDP go to 18 watts. Our total system power consumption is also going to drop down because we don't have that boost over 18. And I only lost, on average, outdoors 2 FPS. So with that 20 watt boost, we were getting an average outdoors of 78. At 18 watts across the board, 76. And indoors, we dropped a few frames, getting an average of 80 FPS now, which is more than enough in my opinion for a game like this. We could also enable VSync and just lock it right there at 60, but it would have been nice to be able to play this at 120 FPS. Unfortunately, even taking this up to 35 watts doesn't net us much more. We get an average of 89, so we really can't get close to 120 FPS, at least at the time of making this video. Now, in the future, with more optimizations, there is a chance that we could run this at 120 FPS, around 30-35 watts, but it's still a bit early for the game. And overall, the way it is right now, it does run really well on the ROG Ally. And since we're getting an average over 60, we can actually go through and just kind of fine-tune those settings. We can do a low-medium mix here at 18 watts, get some really good visual quality out of it, and an awesome frame rate. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Really appreciate you watching. I had a lot of people asking about this, so I figured I'd go ahead and make a video. And the answer is yes, the ROG Ally can run Diablo 4 over 60 FPS. You'll have a great time with this game on this handheld. If you've got any questions or you want to see anything else running on this, just let me know in the comments below. And you know, if we do get some driver optimizations or when the game is officially released, we get some more optimizations that improve performance, I will do an update video. We'll go through a little further in and see what we can do with it. But that's it for this one. Like always, thanks for watching.